This group of people that are here today, the presidents of our great universities and colleges and community colleges, and we went through a process on capital improvements where we were able to create a real spirit of teamwork. And we had universities for the first time and community colleges advocating for others, which helps build a stronger system. Because the first time you might get something, but the next time, in the spirit of fairness, somebody else will get what they need. And it was really a remarkable accomplishment, and it was hailed really all across the country. In fact, I know Gordon, as he traveled, and some of the other presidents heard about how remarkable it was. So we're back at round 2, and we know that we all know that we can do better on graduation rates. And there has been some movement to creating a new formula, and we hope to speed up the process so that we can begin to fund higher education on the basis of graduation rather than on the basis of enrollment. These folks, the leaders in higher ed in the state, have particular issues and problems that are unique to them. I've asked them to sit and work through the issues, but with the ultimate goal of having more folks certificated, more college graduates, getting it done sooner, unique ways in which we can think we can really improve graduation rates. Whether it's at the 4-year school or the 2-year school, people who have these degrees in a 21st century are better able to be able to compete and to fill the jobs that you all know that workforce development is a big issue of ours, and we see them as full partners in the issue of workforce development. I kind of look at community colleges as first responders. We got a crisis to get somebody that can be a good welder. We go to them, they can do it. We just had particular success at Cincinnati State, where we've now developed a management program for minorities, and we have our first graduating class, and I'm excited about it. We also think it is important that we deal with the problem of remediation. I mean, we've got 40% of our students getting our higher education leaders off their core mission. When they've got to train people for 11th and 12th grade, they're not getting into what it is they can do best and need to do. And so there's talk about them being able to point this out and help us to solve that problem. I've asked them to take a look at their core assets. Gordon Gee just went through a process of I think he ended up with a big chunk of dollars in his pocket by thinking outside the box on his parking lots and parking garages. I only wish he had done that when I was a student. We couldn't find a place to park. And shared services, and how can we use these buildings on a more full-time basis, and also this issue of being full partners on workforce development. So I've asked Dr. Gee again to kind of lead the effort. This is not just going to be an Ohio State-centric process. I see the higher education reform happening each and every year, but I want them to do well. They are critical to the future economic development of our state. I love to be associated with them, but we all know we can do much better, including the governor himself. So that'd be me. I'm not like Bob Dole. I got to say it's me. So I've asked them to come together here for this meeting, and in some ways it kind of looks like that medical corridor. We've asked excellence in healthcare to work together to great advantage because there's strength in numbers and strength in teamwork and partnerships. And so I then left the room to figure out how they wanted to proceed, and I don't have the answer to that any more than you do. So let me have Gordon speak.
Thank you. Governor, while we were out of the room, I noted that there are 3,600 colleges in this country, universities and colleges. 3,550 of those would love to have this conversation right now. And I want to say this to the press. There is no other state that is undergoing this kind of revolutionary reform in terms of higher education the way that we think about it. Generally, there is a fairly strict command and control system. What the governor has done is he's asked us collectively, the 2-year and the 4-year sector, to work together to come up with ideas about how we can improve the quality of the educational experience, how we can keep jobs in Ohio, how we can keep students in Ohio, how we can make certain that successfully we can build the economy for 11.6 million Ohioans, and in so doing, create an environment in which people will come and stay with us. Use the analogy, we're going to build a fence around Ohio and keep our talent here. We're going to let people in, and then we're going to close the gates behind, and that's what we're going to do, and this is this process. But it has to start with us collectively thinking through how we can best, in a time of limited resources and infinite appetites, how we can create an environment in which we can be successful together. So it is about team ball. It starts with this man, and I would just say again that it's a brave endeavor. We appreciate the opportunity. We will not fail because of the fact that if we win together, and failure is just not an option in this instance. So I want to pledge to you in front of the press and everyone else that we are very committed to making this new effort one that will be a signature program for Ohio. How we're going to do it very simply is we've put together a task force of 4-year presidents and 2-year presidents, along with our executive directors. Jack Hershey will be the secretary of this, and I will chair it. We'll work closely with our colleagues in the regions, and together I think that we will move very expeditiously. Our intent, Governor, by the way, is to have something on your desk no later than Thanksgiving.
That would be great. Let me just kind of put it in the bigger picture, because this is what gets me, and I know all of them, excited. We know that we have a challenge in the country with having people have their skills match job opportunities. And in an increasingly sophisticated world, the work of these 4-year schools in terms of engineering, data management, IT, healthcare, I mean, the list goes on and on. Their ability to match the great skills of the people that teach at these institutions with the opportunities that are out there could transform our state. And I'd like to get ahead of every other state. And we have a number of companies that say, look, can we get the workers? And we're talking about highly skilled workers. But we can't forget that everybody doesn't need a 4-year degree. Some people need a certificate. Some people just need a 2-year degree. There are many really high-paying jobs for those folks, and also the ability to introduce entrepreneurship into these 2-year programs where people can learn that they can have their own businesses. This is just incredible, because think about the schools and the talent around this table. It's just amazing. And if we can put it together, the exponential effect of having them all rowing with the same boat, rowing with the same oar, it could be, enormous for our state. And now look, we know that we've got a problem with costs. That's why we're looking at core assets and shared services and commercialization. The more we can commercialize, and there are a number of schools here that are engaged in that, the more revenues they can raise, the easier it is. The quicker we can offer comprehensive programs, including in the 12th grade, to get some credits up front, or to use the 2-year schools as a move to the 4-year schools can reduce the cost of education. What it really gets down to is we all are so fortunate to be in a position to help people see their future and realize their God-given talents, and to put it together and to let people be able to achieve remarkable things. What an opportunity for all of us. And that's the way I look at my job every day, and I know that's the way these presidents do as well. So it's really exciting. Just have to get it done, and I'm confident we will. Questions?